I got wasted at our work party, danced on a table, and let coworkers touch me. I regret it. I didn't remember the first half of the night, only the ending, only the part where the room tilted sideways, and the lights smeared into streaks of gold, and hands, too many hands, pulled at my waist, guiding me somewhere I didn't want to be. But it wasn't the touching that destroyed me, it was the look on his face. My boyfriend stood by the entrance of the banquet hall, coat still on, keys in hand, blinking like he'd walked into a crime scene instead of an office holiday party. He wasn't supposed to see me like that, on a table, laughing too loudly, letting people I barely liked put their hands on me while I tried to keep my balance. He didn't shout. He didn't even frown. He just watched, and that hurt worse. I remember slipping off the edge of the table, the fall cushioned not by the floor but by someone's arms, and hearing someone say, "Easy, she's had too much." Then another voice, low and amused, whispering something I still can't fully recall. But the moment that carved itself into my mind was when my boyfriend turned around and walked away. No goodbye, no confrontation, just silence. The next morning, his message came in 6 words. "We need to talk. I'm done." That's when my stomach cracked open, spilling dread into every corner of me. And that's when I realized whatever happened that night wasn't an accident. It was a setup, and I had played right into it. The hangover was the easiest part to deal with. It was the shame that made my hands shake. I read again and again, searching for a missing piece, a reason, a warning, something that said, "Don't take that drink," or "Don't let your boss refill your glass." But nothing came, just fragments. A laugh too close to my ear, a colleague pressing a shot into my hand, the room spinning faster than it should have. I called my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend now apparently, but he didn't pick up. I texted, apologized, begged. His response was cold, clipped, like it came from someone who had already started erasing me. I saw what I saw. That sentence burned, because I didn't know what exactly he had seen, only how it must have looked. When I finally stabilized enough to drive, I went back to the venue. The hall smelled like spilled champagne and stale perfume. Staff swept glitter into piles that sparkled mockingly under their brooms. I asked if anyone had seen me. No one met my eyes. Some smirked, others looked uneasy. My boss, Mark, was the one who smiled too warmly. "You were the life of the party," he said. "Shame your boyfriend couldn't handle it." His tone, God, it had edges, something twisted behind that grin. That's when my mind cracked open just enough for suspicion to slip in. The way he'd hovered around me, the way he kept offering refills, the way other coworkers watched him more than they watched me, like they were waiting for something. A memory flickered, his hand on the small of my back. Too familiar, too confident. My stomach turned. This wasn't just a mistake, it was a trap, and I had walked in blind. I didn't confront Mark, not yet. I played dumb, quiet, shaky. People speak more freely when they think you're broken. Over the next few days, I listened, observed, pieced together small, careless comments. "She doesn't even remember. She was gone after the second shot. Mark said he'd take care of her." Take care. The phrase pulsed like a bruise. I checked my phone. No photos, no videos, no proof. But something didn't fit. I was drunk, yes, but not stupid enough to climb onto a table for no reason. Someone must have encouraged it. Someone must have led the moment. I started asking gently, slowly. Did I seem drugged? Was someone with me the whole time? Did Mark say anything about me? Most people dodged. A few looked guilty. One coworker, Lily, hesitated too long before whispering, "Check the cameras." Cameras? Of course. The banquet hall had security. I called HR. I pretended it was about potential harassment I might have caused, a self-report, a responsible employee showing concern. They were too shocked to refuse. "We'll pull the footage," they said. "Come in tomorrow." That night, sleep refused to come. Every memory piece felt sharper, faster, like the truth tried to claw its way out of the dark. I remembered a glass in Mark's hand. He passed it to me. I hesitated. He insisted. I remembered feeling lighter, too light, like my bones had dissolved. I remembered laughter, but not mine, his, soft, satisfied. When morning finally crawled in, I looked at myself in the mirror, pale, vacant, but steady. Not broken, not yet. Because something inside me, something I thought had died the moment my boyfriend walked away, was waking up. A cold, hard, calculating part of me. Someone who wanted the truth, and someone who would not be kind when she found it. HR sat me in a small room with a single monitor. 2 women and 1 man, faces tight, rehearsed corporate. "We reviewed the footage," the older woman said. "We..." Her voice held something like pity, and something like fear. The video began with the party in full swing, music, dancing, lights. Then me, standing by the bar, laughing politely while Mark poured something into my glass from a small silver flask. My throat tightened. The first red flag. I watched myself drink it, trusting, unaware. 10 minutes later, I leaned heavily against a table, my movements sloppy, my smile too slow, eyes losing focus. He guided me, touching my waist, whispering. Another 10 minutes, and he encouraged me to climb onto the table. He lifted my hand, placed it on his shoulder for balance, signaled 2 coworkers to help, and they laughed, all of them. They watched me stumble, sway, nearly fall. My coworkers' hands on my waist were not playful. They were steadying me like I was a puppet whose strings were slipping. Then the part that made my chest go cold. My boyfriend walked in, and Mark saw him, saw his expression, saw the devastation, and he smirked. HR paused the video. I stared, unblinking, numb. "Do you understand what this implies?" the man asked softly. I did, and it hollowed me out. Mark had drugged me, manipulated the scene, created an image that looked willingly reckless. But the worst part? He wanted an audience. He wanted my boyfriend to see me reduced to a spectacle. He wanted to break something, and he had, just not in the way he planned. My voice came out calm, cold, measured. "I want a copy of the footage." HR exchanged uncertain glances. Then the older woman nodded. "We support you," she said, "whatever you choose to do next." They didn't know it yet, but what I chose would not be gentle. I didn't go home. I went straight to Mark's office. He was on a call, laughing, relaxed, until he saw the flash drive in my hand. His face drained. "Close the door," I said. He did. I plugged the drive into his laptop, pressed play, turned the volume up just enough to hear the music, the laughter, the manipulation. He watched himself commit every unforgivable act. His lips parted. A whisper of denial escaped. I didn't. You were..." "Sober for the first 2 drinks," I cut in. "Drugged by the 3rd. He swallowed. "I didn't mean..." "You meant all of it." I stepped closer. "You wanted to humiliate me, ruin my relationship, make me dependent on you, vulnerable." I held his gaze. "I know your type." He sank into his chair, trembling now. "Please," he whispered, "don't report this. My career." "Your career?" A humorless laugh escaped me. "You're worried about that?" He tried to reach for me, pathetic, pleading, but I stepped back. "You won't lose your job today," I said. "You'll leave it yourself." Confusion flickered. Then I told him. "I sent the video to HR 10 minutes ago. They're meeting with the board. They know everything. Every second, every touch, every expression on your face. He froze, his destruction settling into his bones. And, just so you don't twist the narrative, I added quietly, I sent it to my boyfriend too. His eyes widened. I leaned in. You tried to break me, but you broke yourself. Then I walked out. Slow, calm, like I had all the time in the world. Because I did. Mark, on the other hand, had none. I didn't wait for the fallout. I didn't need to. By evening, his resignation email circulated. By morning, HR confirmed he was banned from the company. By afternoon, half the office knew why. I sat at my kitchen table. The footage paused on my screen. Not to relive it, to understand it, to understand myself. The woman in the video wasn't weak. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't ruined. She was manipulated, targeted, used. But now she was awake. My phone buzzed. A message from my ex. I saw the video. I'm sorry. Can we talk? I looked at the screen for a long time. Then I turned the phone face down. Some things break and can be repaired. Some things shatter and must be left behind. The world thinks closure comes from forgiveness, but the truth is quieter, colder, sharper. Closure is a door closing, and the click that follows. I breathed out slowly. Mark had tried to turn me into a victim. Instead, he taught me exactly how strong I could be. And when I finally stood up from the table, I felt something I hadn't felt since that night. Control. Complete, unshakable control. The kind that can never be taken again.